in a race against time to finish the 900 horsepower manual Hellcat swap charger before it ships out to Connecticut for the New England 900 and Cleetus Cars at Stafford Speedway this Friday and Saturday. Will we make it in time for the Burnout Pit and Big Showdown? Watch as we thrash to get this thing done, then stick around for some dental content where I go over the #1 most damaging thing to your teeth and how to stop it before it's too late. One of the key things for swapping over this drivetrain from a Challenger to a Charger is that we are gonna have to get a custom drive shaft made. So PST, Precision Shaft Technologies, hooked it up, and we have ourselves a custom one-piece drive shaft that we're about to put in underneath this Charger. Dude, I drove home with this thing in the Corvette with me. Can you believe that? Oh my God, this thing's huge.
That's what she said.
That's a nice piece right there.
How much was it?
Dude, I don't ask questions like that.
I want to know, because I always think if I'm going to break it, what is it going to cost?
I think it's like $1,500.
If I'm going to break it, what is it going to cost?
You shouldn't break this. I think the next thing to go is probably the rear diff. Dude, look at this thing.
That thing really doesn't matter, reverse it, where's the front, where's the rear.
You can't, because one of them's 8 bolt, one of them's 6. All right, you ready to get the back and I'll get the front here? Oh. Ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, me first. Okay, and now you. You can push it in. Yeah. There was some kind of adapter on here before, but these bolts that I'm using are way too long. We're gonna run out of thread quick.
So I need to.
No, I think you're okay.
So I need to remove.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Try shifting gears. Yeah, you're hitting the drive shaft.
Yeah, but when we start driving it, it'll shave it off like a lathe.
Dude, that is not how you fix that. Take a gander. Here, take a look at my phone up there. See it?
Yeah, I see it. So we gotta raise it up?
We either raise it up or, which I don't know how we would do, or we cut the drive shaft. You want to take the shifter out so the drive shaft needs to come back out?
We'll see what can be done.
I think the drive shaft should come back out, eh? So maybe we can get away with putting a spacer underneath here?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Can you hear it in there?
100%. Stop recording me. Seriously, you're gonna have to go somewhere else and do it.
Okay. We'll use the quiet tools.
Give me that right.
You hear him?
Yeah.
He's not crying. And now he's crying.
Is
Sorry,
that true?
but
Give me a 13 in that socket. And a socket.
Do you want a quiet 13?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like you right now.
Now that I've got these oil lines crimped, it's time to get them from this oil cooler and feed them right back to the oil pump right above the filter right there.
This is kind of where it's got to be like this.
Sits up that much? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that shouldn't be too hard to do. Well, so we just need spacers under the back, like right here, and the front, or just the back?
Just the back.
That's okay.
Should we just cut the tunnel and raise it up?
Oh, I think you're way overthinking that, dude. I think we just make some spacers.
And then what? Fill it up. Put a.
Oh, you put that there.
Yeah, for now.
What do you think would be the best way to do this?
It's a bummer, man.
No, we're not that far off.
This thing came up so clean. It was supposed to be perfect.
Well,
it's a bummer.
I don't think so.
Is this a bigger shaft?
Yeah.
Diameter?
Yeah.
Ah,
That'll do it.
that will do it.
So do you think we should just put in some blocks there and fill the rest in with body filler, or
I'd do something in spacers like
put a spacer in there and then leave these 4 bolted down up front?
we gotta bolt these down too.
Do we have to though?
Yeah.
So what, we're gonna have to cut those off and weld taller ones on then,
Mm-hmm.
if we want to do this right.
Mm-hmm. And then fill the gap in somehow. With what? RVT or 3D printed spacer?
I could 3D print something. This is my prototype for the dash. It's this piece here. It's gonna be printed in black, but for now, I just wanted to get my measurements right, or at least somewhat close. I think that'll look pretty clean. And then this will be a rev limiter button. So ignition, start, fuel, air, water, lights, windows up and down. There you go. Should be clean. While I'm working on wiring up front, David's working on wiring up the windows. And on this Race Wire Solutions PDM, we have windows up and down, but we only have windows up and down for 2 windows. However, Charger's got 4. So we're gonna see if we're gonna blow a fuse when we have 2 windows hooked up to the same relay.
All right, I'm gonna close them. That one's closed.
All right, open them back up and hold it down. Hold it while it's doing that. Okay.
Yeah, good.
I think we're good.
That's okay.
So what you want to have?
I do 2 fronts and
So
2 rears.
on the keypad, we'll do 1 button for the front and 1 button for the rears, or do you want to do left and right?
I do fronts.
I'd say fronts together,
Rears,
backs
yeah.
together. Want to leave the wiring like that?
I think I'm just gonna throw some zip tie right here. All 4 windows getting calibrated, man.
Solid.
Going down.
So the ones on the left, oh, that's cool. They blink. What about the one on the left? Which one does that do?
This one? No, this one?
Yeah.
Fronts.
Fronts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Both front ones, both rears.
Dude, it's so sick. 1% better every day. Now, one of the last pieces of fabrication to do on Copycat to get this car running is the fuel cell. So I've got my buddy, you know who it is, Luke the welder here.
What's up, y'all?
We're getting this thing mounted up so that I can finish up these fuel lines. Check this out. So this is a really nice piece from Aeromotive. They sent it with the fuel pump, the return, the rollover valves, and even a sending unit inside of this 15-gallon cell. Now I'm running a brushless 5 gallon per minute, which is overkill for this build, but we needed to get this thing mounted so that I could finish up running my fuel lines. On this side, we have our 10 micron fuel filter from FluidWorks, and then we have our flex fuel sensor and our fuel pressure regulator here. So as soon as Luke gets this mounted up, then I can finish running up these PTFE lines. You want to talk to him about how you're mounting this tank up?
Yeah, so we're gonna run some pieces of angle iron back here along the back side here. So the weight of all the fuel inside this tank will actually settle on this back floor right here. And then over here in the front corner, I decided to go downward with some angle iron so that, again, all the weight is down on the floor, because this thing's gonna be doing some sick burnouts, and all that fuel is gonna be sploshing around inside of here. It's gonna be going left to right, front to back. So I think that those 4 points are going to be the best place to mount this tank and support all of the weight of all that fuel. And it's not going to go anywhere at all. Doesn't matter how much fuel you put in here. That thing's not going anywhere. I promise you that.
You know what's crazy, man, is I've been trying to envision how to do this. You rolled up today and you're crushing it. I've been inside feeding the baby a bottle, and you've got pretty much all 4 almost done. And then I'm just gonna put rivet nuts with some rubber. Oh, you know what? I need to get you that rubber bushings before you weld this one on, because it's gonna lift it up about a quarter of an
Well, that's okay though, because if you're gonna put rubber
On all
bushings
of them.
underneath all of them, the whole thing's gonna raise up. What are you gonna do, 1/4 inch?
So the rubber bushings I have are about 1/2 inch. I'll grab them real quick just
nice.
to confirm. But the reason why I want to do that is so that we're not mounting an aluminum fuel cell to the steel frame and then having that pump running. The pump will be super loud, and I know that because I did that in one of my previous cars.
Okay.
So we're gonna put some rubber bushings underneath this so that it absorbs some of the vibration.
My guy's worried about the noise in a burnout car.
Hey, whatever, dude.
There's a sleeping baby here, but not out on the track.
Talk about how
you don't
clean
have to
this
worry
is
about the
coming
noise.
out, though, dude. We got the nice fuel cell, got all the fuel system here, and then obviously that excess battery, which has 1,500 cranking amps. I can't wait to hear everything on the starter.
Dang, 1,500 cranking amps?
It's gonna be a lot.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's finally time to fire up the Hellcat manual swap Dodge Charger that is leaving on a transporter in 2 days for Connecticut. I've been grinding on this thing since April, and it's come down to the wire. I installed a Holley harness on this thing to hopefully get it set up and running before we leave. And now that everything's plugged in, we're gonna turn it over for the first time and start looking for leaks, get the engine up to temp, make sure she's running strong, because I cannot wait to lay down a monster burnout with this thing. We've been working on this thing for so long. We got a lot of odds and ends to finish in here. Here she goes, fire in the pipes. They might need some little bass tune in here, but. sit in the driver's seat and give it a little throttle. See if we can't get this thing from stalling out on us. Might just need some bass tune in the idle settings, which I have absolutely no idea how to do. Smells like 85, doesn't it? I don't think it's getting fuel pressure. We're only sitting at about 40 PSI.
Well, no shit.
We're gonna need you to watch the fuel pressure as I mess with that fuel pressure regulator back there and try and get it some more fuelage. All right, so do you see that fuel button on the keypad up front?
Yeah, is it the ignition one?
Well, there's ignition, then there's start, and then there's the fuel looking button.
I see it.
I'm gonna have you push that, and then I'm gonna adjust the fuel pressure regulator. What's it at? It's going down?
Yeah.
33? What's it at? 30. Just sitting at 30? I'll tell you right now, it's not enough to start the car. Yeah. Got a fuel pressure issue, but I think I know what it is. We know the pump that's in the car can make a lot of pressure, especially for the system that we're running. But the way that I have it set up is it's a two-stage pump. One where it idles, and then it gets a second feed of 12 volts to bump the pump up. So what I'm gonna do is just force it to full speed at all times to see if that doesn't fix our fuel pressure problem. Hear it kick up?
Yeah.
I mean, we're making oil pressure, we're making fuel pressure. I think it has something to do with the air to fuel and the idle. I really don't know. Really don't know. We're gonna call Dr. Tune-em-all to see if he can't remote tune this thing. Would you be able to remote tune this Hellcat to get it idling? It'll start and then die. Dang. All right, I guess we'll see what he says back, but let's get the wheels and tires on this thing, make sure we don't have any leaks. And yeah, getting close here, guys. We've got a deadline to make, but at least it's running, right? Are you kind of shocked, Chance?
It's kind of running.
It's kind of running. Yeah, luckily we still have 2 days to figure it out. We got oil, I think. Yeah, I should probably add some. You see, a boy missed a crucial piece of this puzzle, and I haven't heard from Nate yet or Dr. Tune-em-all, but I didn't program the new map sensor in because I switched all the sensors on the engine over to Rife, but I didn't do the map sensor. So now it should be good. The map sensor being the manifold air pressure. So it's sensing how much air is in the intake. This should fix our problem. We still gotta figure out why it's not charging though. Big fuel leak here on our return side, which is totally my fault because I slightly undid this fitting. Wonder if that has anything to do with our fuel pressure issue. Two major problems I've come across after getting the car running is one, we have a massive amount of power steering fluid under the car, and I've sourced it back to a bad power steering pump. Unfortunately, nobody's got one local, but I was able to find one on Amazon that'll be here Sunday, which is cutting it really close considering the car leaves Monday at noon. And then all of a sudden my battery was at 19 volts, which it should be at 12. So I need to run a wire from the alternator. I've got the Excite wire, but I need to do a pulse width modulated one for the Dominator so that it knows when to charge and when not to charge. After that, Dr. Tunemal said he could get a hot tune on this thing. Well, I'm glad that we weren't leaking transmission fluid because no one can get transmission lines for this thing for about 8 weeks, apparently. Power steering pump, Chrysler said 8 weeks. Amazon, Sunday. Today is Sunday afternoon. I'm dropping the car off because this thing's leaving for Stafford tomorrow for Cleetus Cars. Burnout Rivals. This thing made it last year, however, in a completely different form. It was a Challenger Hellcat, which I wrecked into the wall, and the car then called OnStar. It was a whole situation.
Oh my goodness. Oh! Dude, I think the car just called the cops. Oh, it's on the phone with OnStar. Hello? No, everything is not okay. My brother, he hit the wall. Good news is, we're at Stafford Motor Speedway doing a burnout contest, so we don't need any help, but I wouldn't say everything's okay with this car.
Hey, will you just watch those oil cooler lines on the front? I'm not too worried about the bumper cover, but I need to make sure that we don't clip those little 90-degree fittings, you know what I'm saying? Might have ourselves a blown fuse here. Stand by. My Holly screen's not turning on. The Holly screen was giving me trouble in the old car. I thought I fixed the problem and I wired the new system in, but it's still giving me a hard time. Let's see if we don't have a blown fuse. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. See it, the lights come on and then it just never comes on fully. It's never ending with this stuff, I swear, dude. I used to do this in the other car too. And then I got all new wiring for it and it hasn't been giving me any issues until it gets hot. It does smell like straight fuel in here, doesn't it? I don't see any fuel leaks. Oh well, dude. Guess we'll figure it out when we get there. God, that smells. Holy shoot. Smells like we got a terrible fuel leak in here. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Should probably check that out real quick, eh? I mean, it has a lot of fuel in it, so it could just be really full, but I don't see anything. I think it's just like...
Looks like something was oozing off the side over here.
Yeah, you know, it could just be really full, or it could be like these rollover valves letting some out. I don't know, what do you say? Should we send it and just rip it a little bit? How about that little hoon, huh? Are you worried about your car?
Yeah, I saw that.
That thing's pretty nasty, isn't it?
Dude, it's so loud.
So loud. Alternator is freaking running out of control, man. I'm thinking I just unplug it and we'll figure it out when we get there. had this whole problem sorted out like days ago. Now it's coming back to haunt. All right, alternator's unplugged. We will deal with the charging issue when we get to Stafford. Until then, she's ready to load up.
All right, I'm gonna stop for a second here, guys. Recently, I've partnered up with DraftKings, and with UFC 318 around the corner, it's gonna be an absolute banger. And if you wanna get in on the action, the first $5 you spend as a new customer instantly gets you $150 in bonus bets. If you love the thrill of live betting, then DraftKings Sportsbook has got you covered. You can bet on games live as they're happening to make the game that much more thrilling. Stay in the action and use your $150 in bonus bets with DraftKings same day parlays to get an even bigger payout. So once you're in the app, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is, if you want to hit the money line on Klein, bet $150, which would pay out $162.50 if he wins. Obviously, this wouldn't be the best bet if I were betting on UFC 18, but as you can see, DraftKings makes it super easy. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use Dr. Parker when you sign up, and all new customers that spend $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. All right, a little break from the car stuff. I'm gonna show you guys what I think is the most destructive thing to teeth. And you're probably not gonna guess the answer to this, but it's actually the teeth themselves. I see more damage from people clenching and grinding their jaws than anything else. I mean, obviously there's things when people bite into like a pit in an olive, or like on their forks accidentally, or even have trauma to their teeth. We'll see some injury there. But long-term effects of grinding your teeth can expose the nerves and even destroy them. So there's a simple solution to this, and I'm gonna walk you through the process how I can make a guard within just a matter of a few hours. So this is a night guard or an occlusal guard. It should be worn at times when somebody knows they may be clenching or grinding their teeth. Usually it's at night. Sometimes people do it when they drive, or if they're really stressed out, or even at work. And so what I'll do is I'll take a 3D scan on the patient, I'll 3D print the guard, we'll adjust their bite, and then they wear it as needed. They're super easy to take care of. All you have to do is clean them with dish soap about once every other day, and that's it. These do wear out over time. After about 5 to 10 years, they need to be replaced, and the cost of something like this should be about 500 bucks. So we're gonna scan up my assistant Becca today to make her a lower night guard, because she said that I've been really stressing her out. All right, you ready? So you want a lower night guard,
Yes.
right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 3D scan of her top jaw and her lower jaw, and then her bite. But I'm gonna do something a little tricky with her bite. If there's any dentist watching this, basically I'm gonna be opening up her bite so that it's easier for me to program her occlusion into this night guard, so we have to do less adjusting at the end. New tech, guys. I got a new 3D scanner. For all of you 3D scanning nerds, this is a Shining 3D Elite. Shining makes all types of 3D scanners. It could be for aeromotive, it could be for automotive or airplanes or whatever. And then I have a RTX NVIDIA 4070 graphics card tablet. That's an Asus Z13. For any of you nerds out there, that's a bad unit. So these are the tips that we change out between patients. I was using this one in my office for some modeling. So basically how it's working is it's taking hundreds, if not thousands of images, and then layering them on top of each other so that it can compose a 3D image. So Chance, if you want to watch this screen over here, we're going to be starting on the top first, Becca, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and open. Now this is picking up a lot of other stuff. So I'm gonna restart this, and I'm gonna turn the AI feature on, which should only grab the teeth as soon as this tip is done heating, which it is. All right, cool. So now that we have the top scan done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the bottom. And after that, then we'll get her bite, and then we'll go into my office, we'll design her night guard in CAD, and then I'll 3D print it. All within a matter of a couple hours. It's pretty cool. Okay, you got this scan done. Let's go ahead and do your bite now. So go ahead and put your head back for me, please. I'm gonna put this little piece in, which is gonna open up your bite slightly. Okay, go ahead and bite down, open. Bite down. Yeah, so that's how I want you to close. So go ahead and bite down, open, slide your jaw backwards. Yep, there you go, bite down. Just like that, yep, that's perfect. Stay just like that for me. So the reason why I had her
put that little device in is so that I can design a night guard that's thick enough so that you're just open, and then your occlusion should be perfect. And occlusion is when the teeth come together. And it's really important it's in the right spot so that way you're not forcing somebody's jaw in the wrong way and then causing issues like TMJ or pain in the jaw. So what we're gonna do, like I explained earlier, is I'm gonna export these scans over to my computer. We'll design them in CAD. Before she leaves for the day, she'll have a night guard she can take home. Night guard. You can see there's a lot of extra resin here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this off with an alcohol, 99% isopropyl alcohol. We'll clean off all the extra resin. From there, we can remove the pegs that it was printed on, put it in the light gear, and then deliver it to Becca. This is my favorite part. Get my flush cutters, and I can cut all these pegs off. From there, I'll smooth them down, throw it in the light gear. She's ready to deliver. All right guys, real life stuff just happened. Well, the night guard that I printed for Becca did not fit. Because we left that lid open to get that time lapse for you guys, it got distorted. But luckily I've got a night guard for myself. So essentially once it's done, it's been polished down, you would take some warm water like this. Since this is a thermoplastic, it does mold when it gets hot. And you can slide it in like that. So that way when I grind my teeth, I'm not grinding tooth to tooth and causing damage, I'm only damaging the night guard. Because there's no real way to actually stop the grinding, but you can stop the progression of the teeth getting worse by not letting them contact each other. So if you grind or clench your teeth, I highly recommend hitting up your dentist or even me to get a night guard made.